everyone, welcome to a new episode of La Petite Émission in Cannes. I'm here today joined by Phil Clapp, president of the International Union of Cinemas, known as the one and only Unique. Phil, you just sat on a panel at the Cinemas Club about the movie theaters around the world and what they can teach us. What is your biggest takeaway?
So I think my biggest takeaway is really the confidence the sector has in its future, and the innovation that we're seeing across cinemas of all shapes and sizes to draw in the broadest possible audience. One of the key lessons that was learnt from the report was the need for diversity, and I think that's of course around diversity of film, but it's also around diversity of experience. And if I look across Europe in particular, I see a huge amount of innovation and a huge amount of thought going into how we can make the broadest possible choice available to our customers.
You've been heading up Unique since 2013, so it's 13 years of working for cinemas across 38 countries worldwide, mostly in Europe. You're set to hand over the presidency at Senior Europe, which will take place in Barcelona next month. What's going through your mind?
So I think you can't look at that period without starting with the challenges of the pandemic. And I think, that was a point where none of us really knew whether the cinema industry would survive, and if it did survive, what form would it be in. So, on behalf of cinema operators across Europe, I have a great deal of pride in the way that everyone pulled together. And, if we look at the future of the industry now, I think we can look forward with great confidence, not just to what the industry itself is doing, but the continued demand of communities across Europe for the big screen experience.
You've also been president of the UKCA, the United Kingdom Cinema Association, right from the start. And how's the first half of 2026 looking for cinemas in UK?
So we've had a very strong start to the year. Given that we share a language with the US, then we don't really have a domestic film slate in the way that colleagues in France, etc. do. So we're very reliant on the US studio films. But if you look at the first 3 months of this year, we've had 5 films make more than £20 million at the box office, whereas in 2025 we had 2. So we're very strong. We're 15% of where we were last year. I'm very conscious that in 2025, the first half of the year was very good and the second half of the year wasn't as strong. But I think if we look to the end of 2026, we have a very strong slate of films. So we're very confident that we'll finish the year significantly up on 2025.
Well, thanks you so much, Phil. And thanks everyone for watching, and see you soon.